Did the movie Colors start a war in the street between black and brown? Check out this clip from CRlP SAG. In this clip, SAG says he didn't like the movie Colors because he felt it started unnecessary conflict in the streets between black and brown.
Yeah, I didn't like Colors because I think Colors set us up for the black and the brown conflict, homie. You know, I think Colors set us up for that. And that was some sad shit, man, when us and the brown went at each other the way we did, bro. I mean, that shouldn't have went down either, cuz that was something else. We all should have been able to fucking sit down and negotiate before flight, before motherfuckers took flight on that, cuz. Yeah, that black and that brown thing shouldn't have went down, man. We all brothers, man. We all brothers, man. You know, you Chicanos, cuz y'all cuz influenced my life, man. I mean, I enjoyed your gangs and shit. I came close, but y'all influenced our lives, cuz we kind of influenced each other, to be honest. I mean, East LA, Norwalk, shit, Pomona, the Harbor area, shit, you name it. Even in Northern California, I know North Daniels. I know XIVs too, brother, you know what I mean? So I lived up north for almost 30 years, 29 years, so I had the opportunity to run across a few North Daniels as well, so I always got love and respect, man, for my Mexican bros, man. I mean, I love y'all too, man. Y'all my people, man. I know we had misunderstanding and conflicts and lives was lost. I mean, hey, bro, we can get past that, cuz, I mean, despite all that happening, we still finding the means to live together still, so we could figure something out. We could get past that pain too. I mean, the pain we afflicted amongst each other with our own selves, you know, we can absorb the same thing, you know, in regards to one against one another. So I mean, because what we done to ourselves outweigh more than what others have done to us, homie. So we can get past that stage, and we can work that out. So, you know, I'm planning on getting my brown brothers involved in this peace movement as well, man. I mean, they're important to this too, so it ain't gonna work if we don't include them. I mean, we need them involved in this. You know, we need to elevate they people and our people too, so plan on working with my brown brothers real soon.
Shout out to CRlP SAG. Make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube channel, Harvey Hartfield, the first SAG on YouTube. You can see it right there on the screen. Make sure you go show your boy some love. He drops some gems every once in a while, and very entertaining guy. But I think he is really, really telling the truth when it comes to the movie Colors, and the fact that it did create, or at least escalate, or start a beef between black and brown in the streets. I've never been happy about the fact that when it comes to street life, we cannot get along. We are the most oppressed people, meaning black and brown, and for whatever reason, we go at each other instead of going at the person who is oppressing us. But it is what it is. But I did find that interesting when I first watched Colors. I figured that out right away, even as a youngster. I was like, wait, this is supposed to be a movie about the blue team versus the red team. But instead, it's mostly about the blue team versus the brown team. I didn't understand why that was the case back then. And even today, watching the movie, you know, I've seen it 200 times probably. I still don't understand why they went that route. But what do you guys think? I would love to know your thoughts, specifically about the movie Colors in general. What were your general thoughts when you watched it back in 1988? And what are your general thoughts in hindsight today when you watch it? I could see why someone like CRlP SAG or someone who's really in the street life didn't like that movie, especially back in 1988 when SAG was in the thick of everything that was going on in the streets. I could see how this movie could be problematic. I would love to specifically hear from people in SAG's age category on what they think about the movie Colors, what they thought about it in 1988 and what they think about it today. So if you are in that age range, I specifically want you to comment down below and let me know your thoughts on what you thought about this movie. And do you believe that it created an unnecessary beef between black and brown? I will tell you this, some of my favorite characters in the movie were from 21 Street. Bang, 21 Street. Shout out to Frog, R.I.P., the guy who played Frog. He passed away not too long after this movie was filmed. I believe it was a car accident, but he played a great role. Some of you may not even know that Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell made an appearance in this movie. I still think that scene is so funny when they're walking down the alley and then they zoom in on a young Mario Lopez. Probably a year before Saved by the Bell hit. Also, Geraldo was in this movie, and he actually played a good part. He was a good actor. I don't know why he didn't continue his acting. But I do appreciate the acting in this movie. It was a really, really good movie in that sense. And look, I don't look into it as deep as the people who are out in the streets like CRlP SAG, but I completely understand how they could have a problem with this movie and how they could see that it did create, escalate, or start beefs between black and brown all over the city, county of Los Angeles. But let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you appreciated this video, you just might enjoy this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now.
It's the same thing with the True Blue tapes. I know you love True Blue tapes.
Man, that was one of my first favorite gangster rap albums, dude. Shout out Kiki Loco and all those dudes over there. Metro was my shit, homie. To this day, I bump Metro.
Yeah. Like, it was one of those, like, Kiki Loco, man. Shout out to the 9th Street. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of, like, one thing I love about the True Blue tapes was I love and appreciate the Crip unit for that time. I love how they were able to capture that for that period, that point in time before, everything started, changing up.
Damn, I didn't even catch that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like, a lot of people, people around the globe, still look at Crips to this day, like all of us just walk around and all because of those images with the media and how well Crips and Blood was promoted, how they promote. I mean, when you look at it, they made it look like we were always a giant rap video and a fucking movie that they try to romanticize.
Oh, for sure.
Like, what I mean? Even when you take a movie like The Wood, remember The Wood?
Of course.
Like,
classic.
That movie is, what I'm saying? Even with that movie, you had product placement, what I mean? All up in the movie, and it was Bloods. You know what I'm saying?
When I was a kid, when I was a kid, every other week there was a NBC special or a Fox 11 special or a CBS special on gangs. And like you said, it was almost like they were romanticizing it. Yes, they would talk about the shit that, the bad shit, which is that most of it's bad, but they would show them throwing dice and drinking beer and talking about their hood, and they almost romanticized it like they were trying to get people to join it.
Yeah. It's like a news station is talking to you about, like, gangs, Crips and Bloods, the worst thing created in America. Well, you can't say that because you got Ku Klux Klan, dude. But you try to make the Crips and the Bloods the scapegoat for almost every scenario. it's like no matter what, you got almost this thousands of interviews on Crips and Blood.
Yep.
You know, always being labeled as a scapegoat, even with the Biggie and Tupac. You know, they made that into a Crip and Blood thing.
Mm-hmm. Southside versus, whatever.
Yeah, like, so it's just like...
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah.
Like even, as a matter of fact, if you go back on the movie, the Dead Homies movie, at the very end, they got Biggie and Tupac rapping at the same table with each other.
Yeah, I got to go back.
Oh, yeah, man. Like, the industry fucked everybody with a smile.
Damn, with no Vaseline either. And just right in front of our face. They put it just right in front of our face. There was no secret. Like, they didn't hide it somewhere and we had to go find it. They were putting it on TV. They put it in the music. They put it right in front of our face.
Yeah, they wanted to normalize things. Like, before, I'm pretty sure the streets, before the, the internet and before the camcorders came out with the news reporter and all that, these hoods were once secret. So if you were in it, you were in it. But when it started gaining exposure, kind of made the media pump everybody up. Even to this day, you still got, like, when somebody dies on the news, first thing somebody does, get in the camera and be like in the background, like, oh yeah, such and such is my hood, and they throwing it up, and then they walk on about their business. They did not give a fuck about the shooting or the victim that died. You know what I mean? That the news report is on. All they cared about was, nigga, I'm letting them put on for my hood. I'm on TV. Look at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's... And then when you look at how the industry played in the role in, like, bro, it's almost like everybody went to prison in droves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then this goes back to just like, what was it? Like, everybody was talking about no snitching, right? Mm-hmm. No rats allowed. But if you look at the movie Colors, that whole movie had rats in it.
Oh, yeah. High Top. I mean, shit. Yeah, man.
Like, what was it? The essay, the nigga Frog?
That's right. Oso.
Yeah. Motherfucker got it. And then one of his homies is a cop. Mm-hmm. You got to get out of jail free card, my nigga. He let him out of prison just to go shoot up some Crips. Mm-hmm. And I think, what was it? That was White Fence going up against the Coasters, right?
You talking about in the movie Colors?
Yeah,
so they had false gang names. So the Crips were called Cryptoville, and the essays were 21st Street, which neither of those exist, from what I understand. Yeah, Cryptoville and 21st Street.
I ain't gonna lie. To me, I always like, this may sound strange. I'm not trying to pinpoint nobody, but in that movie, it just looked like these are the Coasters going up against White Fence, and next door to them is the Swan.
You know why you think that? Because there is a scene where they pull up to White Fence. There's a famous bridge here in L.A. that everybody in L.A. knows. I think it's Boyle Heights, but it's in the heart of White Fence, and they do pull up where there's some essays standing outside, and they're like, "You guys see any gang members today?" And then they're like, "Nah, we ain't seen any gang members." It was this short 10 seconds, but that was filmed in White Fence, so that could possibly be where that came from.
And the only reason why I think it's Coasters, you gonna laugh. Because most of them, you know what I'm saying, when I go back and watch the footage, it's nothing but East Siders in that motherfucker. And when I'm looking at, and when you look at Coast Gang, every section of Coast Gang got a different color scheme with their blue.
Okay.
So when I see all of them in the holding tank, I'm like, damn, a lot of Coasters in here, man. Got my man Don Cheeto. They lacing my man Don Cheeto. They try to get my man to the Crip side. Like, all right. The whole time, I'm pretty sure like Don Cheeto probably has a cousin that's a blood or something like that. They got him hit to, how California works when he goes out there. And I'm pretty sure Glenn Plummer, that plays High Top, I'm pretty sure he's right there in Richmond, California, right?
He was from Cali up in which is north of us. But he did say that he knew nothing about LA gangs. He basically just put on, what he thought was a gangster suit, and he talked hood. He thought, and he ended up getting the whole thing. And the character that he put on, dog, you would have thought that he was fresh out of a gang. And him and the other dude you said, not Glenn Plummer, the other cat. Having a brain.
So
fart
Don
right now.
Cheadle,
Yeah,
Don
Don
Cheadle,
Cheadle.
right?
Both of them play great characters, right?
Yeah, like you would have thought that. I'm like, I ain't gonna hold you. You had me thinking these motherfuckers really Crips and Blood.
That's real. When I saw Shotgun, I was like, damn, this is a fucking game. This nigga is they picked a real gangster to play this shit. And meanwhile, he knew nothing about the lifestyle, which is awesome from an actor's point of view.
I mean, and then the funniest thing was when the director said, "I don't want no actors to portray, gang members. I want real gang members." But there's actually some of those members in that footage were real gang members in the background.
Okay, I would think so.
And they were like life coaching, you know what I mean? Like something like, come on, man, we all know Damon Wayans and who else is in there? Leon, come on, man. My man right. Leon.
Yeah. Damon
come
Wayans.
on, bro. From Bob Heartbeat.
That's right. He was he was Bumblebee. Yeah, dude that got shot in the back while he's beating down girl in the bedroom.
Yeah, like you telling me my man Mo Money, my man Blind Man is cricket. For real. Like, you know what I'm saying? They did one hell of a job playing the caricature, like for the archetype of what they were trying to capture. I get it. They were trying to portray, like niggas high off the sherm, you know what I mean? I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, I'm probably, somewhere that director is probably kicking himself knowing that he hired a bunch of actors that weren't even gangbangers.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's mad.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at that shit, I'm like, man, sold the shit out of everybody.